Hi everyone, my name is Rachel Romazuski. Also on the call with me today are my colleagues Val Dingle and Jared Fuller, and we are delighted to introduce our two amazing summer fellows. So our first introduction is Sara Carleo, a rising senior at the Peter T. Paul College of Business and Economics at the University of New Hampshire, studying business administration with a concentration in information systems and business analytics, as well as a dual major in sustainability. Immediately, our team was impressed with Sara's professionalism and eagerness to learn. Sara is indeed a go-getter, always going above and beyond what is expected. We appreciate Sara's wide range of skills, which helps move our projects further in a practical and efficient manner. Our firm is so grateful for your insightful work this summer, and I am honored to introduce you this afternoon. And our next introduction is Alyssa Morrison, also a rising senior at the Peter T. Paul College of Business and Economics at the University of New Hampshire, also studying business administration with a concentration in information systems and business analytics, as well as a dual major in sustainability. Alyssa has been a huge asset to our team, achieving high quality work, all while bringing a high level of energy and enthusiasm. We greatly appreciate Alyssa's curiosity, passion, and perspective, along with her dedication to learning about our firm and the greater finance industry. Thank you so much for your contributions, Alyssa. It is my pleasure to introduce you this afternoon.
Thank you so much for the kind introduction, Rachel. We both have loved working with you and Jared this summer and are so grateful for everything you guys have taught us. So thank you. We can move on to the next slide. So just as a general overview, this summer, our main goal was to send out an ESG and DEI survey to investment managers to collect data for clients interested in impact investing. These were then scored on both a quantitative and qualitative basis. Our main objectives this summer are to get a high response rate for completed surveys, then score those surveys that the investment managers complete, as well as track the manager's growth in ESG and DEI from previous years. Alyssa and I have also been lucky enough to work alongside the other interns at Buchholz this summer on a marketing project for a subgroup of Buchholz called Prime Plus. Next slide, please.
So onto the results, how we get them and how we score them. So the surveys are sent out through a generated email to our investment managers that includes an individualized link that brings the investment managers to their survey in our own database. We use the information in that database to score the surveys using our own internal rubric. So far we've sent 329 surveys, and out of those 329, 228 have been completed, which is a 7% increase in the submission rate from last year. And out of those 228 so far, we've scored 190, and we'll be completing those by the 18th, which is the end of the fellowship. So these surveys are scored on a scale of 0 to 5, with a score of 3 indicating a relatively strong integration of ESG and DEI with some room to improve. So the average ESG score we have so far is a 3.21, and the average DEI score is a 3.19. So going over the impact this has on Buchholz and clients, using the information that we find from these surveys, clients are better able to make informed decisions regarding who and what they're investing in. In addition to that, clients can tailor portfolios to align with personal values. So if they want a mission-aligned portfolio, they can align their investments with their mission goals. And lastly, the research that we conduct adds a better understanding of ESG within recommended managers, so the consultants at Buchholz can better inform their clients about their investment decisions. Next slide, please.
So as for impact, Alyssa and I have both been able to gain a better understanding of the investment industry and how sustainability fits into the space. We even had the opportunity to go to a conference in Boston earlier this summer and learn more about ESG in the finance industry. And this has been really nice to see how interconnected those subjects are. We also have gained experience in finance and marketing, given that those subjects are not our focus at UNH. It's been really awesome to learn more about those. Finally, we've been able to apply the knowledge that we've learned in our classes at UNH into a real work setting, which has given us experience with data analytics. I also am excited to apply everything that I've learned this summer when I mentor for the Be Impact Clinic this upcoming fall. So I'm very excited for that.
Yep, and lastly, we just want to say thank you to our wonderful advisors, Sue, Faina, also our fellow fellows, and Alexis, of course, for making this fellowship experience so amazing this summer. And of course, we want to say thank you to our supervisors, Rachel and Jared, for giving us such an amazing experience at Buchholz. and providing us with endless opportunities throughout the fellowship. So thank you guys so much, and thank you all for listening.
Great job. Great job, you two. Questions? I'll start us off. So what advice might you give to other students who are considering applying for a fellowship with either Prime Buchholz or a similar organization?
My advice for anyone that's incoming and wanting to be a fellow this summer would definitely be just to be open to learning more about the investment industry. Both Alyssa and I didn't realize how interconnected the subjects are, but then also how important finance is. When you want things to change, you need the capital to do it. So that was one of the main things we learned. And even though some of the work might not be directly working on diversity data or, carbon emissions, it's definitely having an impact. So I guess my advice would just be to go in with an open mind and willing to learn.
Yeah, adding on to her willing to learn, obviously, when you're entering into a new workspace, you're using new data systems, everything like that. I think it is very important to be eager to learn, to not be afraid to mess up, to not be afraid to ask questions. I think that's something that a lot of people worry about. But everybody who you're working under really wants to help you and wants to see you succeed. So I would always just say, like Sarah said, go in with an open mind.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to jump into this. Jared worked with Sara and Alyssa. They were fantastic. And it's a lot to absorb in a short amount of time coming in. And as they said, they've just done a great job. And to bring this to light, I was on a client call this morning of a multi-$100 million foundation, and they use our scores to have a framework to think about investments in their portfolio to align with their mission. And so we were talking about a private equity opportunity and a real estate opportunity, and the scores, including the new scores that Sara and Alyssa have put in, give them a commonality framework to think about how they fit in their portfolio, and helped them this morning make the decisions. So this is happening real time and having a positive impact. So thank you for your great work this summer.
Thanks, Jared.
Yeah, I think I may know the answer to this, but there are only a few fellows who have worked together on one project, and you and Sara and Alyssa, you two have known each other very well, but have you done projects before, and did you have any inspiration or opportunities to figure out something new?
I think for me, in comparing work with Alyssa to work with other projects I've done, it's really made me realize how when you connect with the people that you're working with, it really makes it fun. We both have the same interests. We're even roommates at school, so that's obviously a plus, but being able to connect with who you're working with really does make a difference.
Yeah, and I think we are similar. Obviously, we have the exact same major and we're doing the exact same thing. But it is nice. I think we both kind of inspire each other a little bit. We learn from each other. I think knowing each other beforehand has definitely been an advantage because we're very easy to talk to. We can confront each other if we need something done or something isn't going right. So I think we've been very lucky this summer to have each other and work on this project together and split up the work. So yeah, it's been great.